Another elevator. We've in these past 3 videos, we start every video off by riding up an elevator. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's a hat trick.
And it's all thanks to this dumb fun park.
Speaking of fun park, what fun park's complete without a giant statue of
I
oneself?
swear to God, this is the most.
There was an old video I saw on Nico of somebody heavily modded RE4 up. So he was like playing as Jill with Krauser's super arm and was using the longbow in the campaign, and he like modded all of the enemies to look like really stupid gag comedy. And when he got to this fucking statue, it was modded up to like Salazar was like wearing Leon's jacket, and he had like all this goth makeup on. And when he walked behind the statue, when he got up there, there's a big old Uniqlo tag on it. Do you know what Uniqlo is? The clothing brand in Japan. There's just big. I don't know where that mod is anymore.
Some dude was having exactly the correct amount of fun with this. Clearly.
I always try to like search Nico for like mod videos of RE's 4 to 6, but it's not easy. I gotta say.
Kind of reminds me of that. Like there's this one video that used to be on Kui's channel that he simply called Filth. And I always loved it because he was screwing around with a dubstep gravity gun, and effectively it was just you know a gravity gun that every time you interacted with it made a whole bunch of like bass drops or whatever for a song that was playing. And so he had some Skrillex song go.
Oh, he moves like they do.
Yeah, I think you just missed actually, but it was like some Skrillex song that was going on, and like the drop starts, and he completely loses it. Like the game fucking crashes. Is
this that Half-Life 2 video where the sounds keep playing and never ending, and then it just crashes eventually?
No, it was just what actually caused it to crash was that words are difficult sometimes, and I'm having a really difficult time today. I apologize. What actually caused it to crash was the scripting that he put on the gravity gun to kick the view around every time some of the bass dropped or the bass rumbled. And the drop was just so intense that it shook everything around so much that the game just crashed. It couldn't handle it at all.
Couldn't handle all the physics.
It could not handle the bass. The drop defeated it.
That guy down there must be really lonely and upset because he's just standing there with his crossbow and is like, I can't do anything.
Nice
the
shot.
one time he had something he could do, he got effed.
I really don't like that lever is placed directly on his crotch.
I was doing my best not to mention that because I've made enough dick jokes for one day.
And you were apparently doing really good until I did, not mentioning his obvious elf ears.
Yeah,
so let's
not to think about that.
Salazar, Sarah, Supreme Elf of the Sun.
Shut up! I will gut you like a fish.
How about you recount? You know, it's been a long time, and we have a Discord now, and that's the emoticon of cool guy is Sarah.
Yeah, I need to.
Why don't you regale people with that story real quick, just like how that came to be? Because it's funny.
Oh no!
And I still have some suplexes to make here.
All right, fair enough. I'll debase myself for your amusement.
Here we go.
Giggling. So basically, a long while ago, a buddy of mine was running a couple of streams of a game called Laxius Force, which never ever play it. It is like seriously one of the worst fucking games on the planet. It's an uninspired, very bad RPG Maker style game, and this is not to say that all RPG Maker style games are bad. I was actually defending them very vociferously in our Discord a couple of days ago. But this one is outrageously bad. The art is terrible. The writing is god awful. The the combat and mechanics are wholly derivative. That was
Wholly derivative, I like that.
There is not a single original thought in that entire game, and one of the dreadfully derivative thoughts was that the main character has to have a fanatically devoted elf girlfriend, who is the only one of her kind that wears clothing, and she is considered a slut.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's considered a slut because by her own people because she wears clothing.
I didn't know that.
It is unspeakably painful. Like, the entire fucking game is unspeakably painful. So, I mean, okay. So we have this situation where, first of all, elf. I hate elves on principle. Second of all, literally everything I just said. I don't think I need to mention that more at all. Third of all, you have her basic writing, which...
Oh, this happens, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna shut up for a second and let this happen.
No, you can keep going. Just rolling. I'm just sprinting, it's okay.
Third of all, the entire load of bullshit is that Sarah also Sarah is the elf. She is absolutely determined to remind not just the main character, but also the player at every possible moment that she is, in fact, dating the main character. Like, her level up text is something like, "I'm your incredibly strong and beautiful elf girlfriend." It's something of that nature. So, I mean, with all of this shit, I just couldn't handle it. You guys think I've had...
Let's watch this, and then we'll get on to why that was a joke for you.
Oh, yeah.
You again.
The sacred rite that's about to begin at this tower shall endow the girl with magnificent power. She will join us, become one of us.
This is no ritual. It's terrorism.
Isn't that a popular word these days? Not to worry. We've prepared a special ritual for you.
Whoa! That's some good throwing.
And he's just like, oh.
Whoops! Whoa. So how did this become like the avatar for you for like a year? You were apparently like cursed with it for a year. That would always be her face as your avatar somehow.
Yeah, I got so on Something Awful, you can pay $10 to change somebody else's avatar, and everybody saw precisely how badly I was melting down about the fact that this fucking elf exists, and so that somebody spent $10, bought me an avatar, and I was just like, why? This is painful. And then this guy wanted to make sure that I actually kept it around and didn't buy back my own avatar, so he challenged me to a few games of Dawn of War 2, 3-on-3, and basically said if I win, you have to keep it for a year. If you win, you buy me an avatar that I have to keep for a year, or something of that nature. And I didn't really care because it was a good story. It was a good, fun story, and I'm a sucker for that. Well, it turns out...
And then we lost.
Yeah, no, it turns out that this guy, Tasty Lemon Drops, is in the top, 2% of all players in the world with Tyranids. So this cat had me scouted from the fucking beginning, because we were Let's playing Dawn of War 2 at the time, so he set me up completely.
Yep.
And I was just like, you know what? It's just a slow clap, whatever. And so he got me, and I had to wear that dumbass elf with my on my Something Awful avatar for an entire fucking year.
I was just
but
really,
I did it.
I'm just really sad that people kept changing my avatar, so I didn't get to keep Avatus's head on the elf's body for very long.
Right.
This is the story of my life right here.
Because barrels are fun.
It's on like Donkey Kong right now.
I love this lever.
Oh, that was on fire! Did you break the machine? What have you done?
It does that sometimes.
That's amazing.
I'm pretty sure that they spawn that group in down at the bottom precisely
so you can do
do
this.
this and have fun with it.
Name, you know,
They also drop a lot of money.
you know, games where you can just throw barrels downstairs at people end up being good games.
We need to have a Donkey Kong game.
Donkey
where you play as
Kong,
Donkey Kong.
Final Fantasy VII has a barrel throwing sequence.
You know, just to touch on one thing about that set, like in the game, the class is Supreme Elf of the Sun. That is not a typo. It's missing an E.
It's Supreme missing the last E because the creator is a goddamn idiot.
It's like it's like how
somebody pointed that out to him in the first game, and he was so goddamn stubborn that he refused to change it in all like subsequent games.
This guy hates elves. I'm just gonna spite him like this for the rest of his life.
God, it's just
he doubled down on it, which is impressive because I'm pretty sure Sarah the Elf was already like had downs as it was in her art.
She definitely looks like she does.
Did you see that face?
I dare you to during final editing just splice in a couple of pictures of her while I'm explaining this. It will provide context.
Oh, just bringing up years and years of trauma here. It's great.
Oh Christ! Everything about this is bad.
Go up? Yeah. Why not? Why not go up?
This is a moving wrestling cage fight right here.
Mm-hmm.
Double Dragon, eat your heart out.
It's like ECW when everyone threw all the cages, all the chairs into the ring and like crushed everybody who was in the ring onto chairs.
Quite a fucking drop.
Yeah,
I want to point out
seriously.
that these red guys all have different voices than the regular guys, the regular black robes.
Yeah, well,
They
you
have
know,
these much more guttural voices that go on and a different laugh.
Do they have a unique line for when they explode their knees? With their whopping 9 vitality.
Look at their faces too. They're even more fucked up than the regular guys as well.
Yeah, well, you know, they're wearing red. They're clearly from the guard, the Castellan's guard. Or the Emperor Palpatine's guard, I can't remember which it is.
I think they just called that the Elite Guard. I honestly don't remember. Oh, good. It's a.
Don't worry, I have the riot gun.
Yeah.
I shot a riot its way. It's gone.
Certainly wasn't a quiet
Kind of like
riot.
half my population in SimCity, because I refuse to pay the transportation fees.
Is that what you were doing? You can't cut back on funding. You will regret this, and you're just like you're going to regret it, motherfucker.
They rioted.
Well, no, you know, see, riots just mean you don't have to invest anything in transport because everything would just get caught on all of the people rioting in the first place. So why would you bother, right? Right?
Whoa!
Ha!
Oh, yeah, you got this.
There's a lot of them. A lot of suplexing, I mean.
There is a lot of mans here.
Just kick
You
them
know,
out.
it warms.
It's kind of
my heart.
unfortunate.
It warms my heart a little bit every single time you.
I'm trying not to kick them
somebody
off the ledge because
Yeah, I know because you want money, and I get that, and that's fair. But it still warms my heart a little bit every single time you kick somebody off the ledge.
Yeah, I'm like
this violent murder makes me happy.
kicking people off ledges. I'm willing to take the monetary, loss because I consider that fair compensation for getting to like boot a dude off of a high
Fucking
place
mask.
elevator.
Fucking bend over and let me suplex you.
Bend over and let me suplex you. Lunathex 2017.
I don't know how I never noticed it before, but now that I've seen it, I'm really thrown about how when you're headshotting those dudes, because the cowl and part of the cowl that goes down the front is all on the head model, when their head evaporates, that
Yes,
basically
we saw
they-
that earlier when I sniped a guy and
Yeah.
his entire shawl just disappeared.
I didn't really notice that until you were doing it in the Salazar statue room. And like after that I'm just like, oh no. I'm gonna see that
You
every
can't
time
unsee
now.
Yeah,
Oh
you
no.
can't unsee it. It's also really bad, like when somebody's about to spawn a gulp parasite, like their jaw stays there.
Yeah, it's like in Witcher 3 when you beat Olgierd and his head nearly comes off when Geralt nearly decapitates him. He just kind of pulls it back up and reattaches
like,
it.
yeah,
It's
boy.
pretty awesome. Robokai would know that. Cool Guy hasn't played Witcher 3.
I need to finish Witcher 2. Like everybody says Witcher 2 to 3 is actually a pro import.
You don't even need that, honestly. Like, they gave you the simulation option, and you can do everything from there.
Yeah, it's true. But all the same, I'd still say do it because getting to experience it yourself is important. I think.
Witcher 2 is also just like a really good game. Apparently, like you can also do the import from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, but apparently you don't get quite as much out of that. And also, Witcher 1 is
only one
painful
thing
to
I've
play.
noticed in like the only good detailed LP of Witcher 2 is if you help the knights out in the first game, then they won't attack you on sight in the second game right at the end.
Yeah,
that's
you'll
like
be
the
able to-
only thing that can be changed by that. That looks meaningful in any way.
And the worst part is just that Witcher 1 is just really painful to play.
Yeah, there's a
I
good
could
story and
never
everything
get past,
otherwise.
Like the
Witcher 2, I couldn't do it a second time because, well, first of all, the story, right? Like there are so many fucking endings to that game. It wrote a lot. Like that game wrote a lot of checks. It had no chance of cashing, and they knew that, and that's why Witcher 3 was so great.
Yeah, Witcher 3 is fantastic.
Witcher, they were cribbing a lot from Game of Thrones because it was in at the time, but there's a mind-blowing amount of different endings and subtle ways that game can pan out. Like what was that thing called? Like the whole thing where they started killing all the sorcerers and stuff. That could just not happen. You could prevent that, and that was like extremely hard. It was so fucking obscure.
Ritual is over. She left with my men to an island.
What?
You continue your adventures of chasing Ashley.
I think it's time I paid my due respects towards your impressive and stubborn will. Mr. Kennedy, welcome.
To my hentai production!
I like the monster that he has with him. Does not look pleased by this at all.
yeah he's just like, why did I exist?
This boss was also kind of like in Outbreak File 2. It was a big old plant boss that you fight in much the same way.
Man,
Outbreak was not good. There was a lot of wasted potential, is what I'm saying.
So begins the really big streak of Resident Evil bosses that just have bones in places that no one really understands why they have bones in those places.
Or teeth, or fangs, or eyes.
And then
Monsters. Guess after this, there'll be one less to worry about.
I agree. There we go. And we can do some damage to the boss. There's only one way to end this. I'm not doing it anyway.
I don't blame you. I still remember in detail the no merchant handgun only guide for this. Like the guy outright says you need at least 600 handgun bullets to make this work because he's got so much health and it's so difficult to get it done.
You know what else? It's just like we finally cleared the castle, and Leon has been doing this for like God knows how long. It's like Jesus. I put up with so much shit in one night, you know.
I kind of figured that that's what you were going to do when I saw you selling bullets. I was just like, there's really only one reason why he would do that.
You get so much ammo from this room and like the next two because they're just setting you up for the island. But it's gone.
We'll miss you, Rocket Launcher, for it was you who brought us joy, who brought us finality, who
He'll
brought
be
us... What? Oh, the Rocket Launcher. I was gonna say, Salazar? What? No.
Fuck Salazar.
He's easy going.
Well, he got exploded. It's over with him.
Yeah.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Once
Nobody will miss you.
once you join with the giant fleshy thing with the eyeball and everything, then you've officially basically said that's about all you're gonna get out of me. I'm done.
Pretty sure that that's a lesson that Irving should have taken. Of course, he didn't do it willingly, so I
Irving.
suppose he
Oh my
might
God.
have.
You're still screwed!
God bless Irving.
Irving sucked.
God bless Irving. Like, seriously, that guy's voice actor, we looked him up, he's basically never done
The only
anything.
thing he's ever done that was meaningful was Irving.
Yeah, and
Rifle
and
rifle
he was-
ammo is actually really important.
And he
by
was
the way.
he was freaking perfect, is what we're trying to say.
yeah, he completely steals the show
Rifle ammo is a big necessity on the
because
island.
of the regenerators.
Oh yeah, I need a lot of
And
ammo
not just
for that.
and not just like the voice acting. Sorry, I'm getting yawn. Oh, it's been a long series of commentaries I've been doing today. No, the animations for Irving are fantastic as well, and I really feel like I'm really sad we didn't get more
Did you ever
screen
see?
time.
Did you ever see the modded video of someone putting Wesker in place of Irving, and you got retarded Wesker? That's actually a video you can look up.
God, I have
Of course.
not seen that. I need to see that.
It's
in my
literally titled "Retarded Wesker."
This is a thing I have to see. Wait.
We'll watch it together.
Oh, come on.
I'm not making another one of those. I'm just telling you that right now. It's not happening.
Womp.
Because you know why? Because the two I have, which you weren't here for because you stepped away for your dog in the episode that I said it. Snake! Anyway,
Badger, 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 badger.
those two herbs are the last Robokai cool guy. Get owned.
That
I'm right.
considering that you did that like numerous episodes after Robokai incinerated you for making incest babies. I really don't feel like that one holds true.
God, it feels so good. Like you rocket Salazar and you just get to walk around all casual. Like, yeah, just kicked all this ass.
Yeah, no, I'm the
And-
biggest,
and-
baddest dude on the block. There's only really one thing left to do at this point, and that's...
Tear up the merchant's shop and steal the money that he has in his boxes. Like run 5 feet away from him.
And then sell him his gems back, and he's like, "Yeah, fair cop."
I think at this point, it's like the dude's just addicted to commerce, so he doesn't really care if you've nicked a whole bunch of stuff out of there, because, like, it's just like... You're his only
You know what this
customer.
guy is? He's Reset's long-lost dad from Reciteer.
That would make sense.
Oh, that actually would make a lot of sense. Damn, that was a
That's
hell
how. Where do you think all the debt came from? This motherfucker.
that was a pro reference too. Frickin'
I've been waiting to make
Reciteer.
that one. I just keep forgetting to do it.
Shit. That was a pro reference.
Capitalism ho, motherfucker.
Capitalism ho, motherfucker.
Lower the price, get out of my shop.
What are you
Oh man.
So
I
what's the
forgot.
Never
exclusive?
lower
What's
the
the
price.
exclusive for the TMP? I didn't see it.
Get
Right.
1.8 damage. It's 0.6 higher than
Nice.
1.2. It's fucking good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. Nothing. Nothing.
Gonna be
to-
mainlining that gun the whole island, I say.
He's gonna be doing lines off the gun as he mainlines it. Cocaine.
I think
Cocaine and gunpowder. There's only really one thing you can do in that particular circumstance, and that's turn up the radio.
Turn up the radio.
we're ready for war here.
Yeah, no, it's just as well because we were talking about in the much earlier, probably in a different recording, the military-industrial complex of like the Super
Mario.
Mario world. But
Yeah.
we're going into the military-industrial complex of crazy cults. With
You see my
like,
inventory
crazy
working
nuts
out pretty
on it.
well? There's
Yeah.
3 spots left for that infrared scope.
Has anybody
with
else
perfect
noticed
inventory.
how absolutely PTSD traumatized Leon looks every time you go to the inventory screen? Have you
Yes.
seen that? Like,
Yes, he has the 1,000-yardest.
Watch his.
stare
Look at
of
his eyes really
1,000
closely in
yards
this cutscene. Look at his eyes. Just look at his pupils for a second.
Need a ride, handsome?
Okay.
Like he's like really stoned out of his fucking mind this entire time.
I think that has a lot to do with the fact
Well,
that his eyes
till
are
next
the
time when we
palest
mainline
blue
TMP
anybody's
ammo.
ever seen.